Hello and welcome in everybody. I just created this AI system that allows you to create 10-minute long videos of any character that you want in a single clip for YouTube, TikTok, or even Instagram.
So if you want to learn how to create a character like me that can say whatever you want, then stick around because this might be the most important video you watch today.
You guys can tell this is a pretty simple automation that I've set up, but don't worry, even if you haven't seen anything like this before, I'm going to go over it step by step and help you through the whole entire thing. That way, you'll be able to create videos like these.
Look, man, y'all talking about 100 men against me. On my dead granny grave, y'all got me bent. If I ever see 100 men charging at me, them hollow tips finna start spraying in the air.
Listen, I didn't even know what rain was. God said flood, and I was like, all right, guess I'm building a gigantic boat.
You get a lot of chicks?
Oh yeah,
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I've pruned with the best with the rest of them.
That makes me.
You met Tom's kids?
No, but he told me hilarious shit about his kid calling him Tom.
And if we go check out some of these TikTok accounts, you can see they have 1.3 million followers, and they're probably making significant money off of all of these TikToks. And you see they get millions of views in every single video. And even accounts like this are coming to YouTube, and you can see this one, the Zinni Studio, has 144,000 subscribers. So before we get into the video and show you exactly how to build this step by step and walk you through the entire thing, I do want to let you guys know that I have a community available where I upload every single template from these YouTube videos to, and you can copy and paste them, as well as become a member of a thriving AI community with AI professionals and creators who are looking to earn income online using AI and AI tools. So if you want to profit from the AI gold rush and join 750 plus members from all around the world, then check this out. I'm going to link it down below in the video description. So let's get into how you can build this now. So in case you guys are new here, we do use n8n to run all of our automations because it's the most straightforward and easy to use AI automation tool. And if we look over here on Google Trends, you can see it's compared with terms like Zapier and make.com, but n8n is way more popular just because of how simple the interface is and how everything is drag and drop and easy to access, even for a complete beginner. So if you guys are new, just come to n8n.io. Get started for free, and I'll show you how we can build this automation step by step, even if you're a beginner with no technical experience. So if it's your first time in n8n, you just want to start right here and click on Create Workflow. But for me, I'm going to click right here because I have already created this one. And the way this system works is it's pretty much a three-step process. You have the voice creation, the video creation with the voice, and then it's going to output all of that to a Google Sheet. That way you have a final product that looks something like this.
So if you want to learn how to create a character like me that can say whatever you want, then stick around because this might be the most important video you watch today.
And the great thing about this system is that you're not limited to a single character. You can create as many different characters as you'd like, and it's super simple to set up. And once you have it set up once, you just click one button and it will run automatically for you. So step one is you want to come over to the community and you can grab your Google Sheet template right here. You're just going to click on it. It's going to bring you somewhere like this. And what this basically is how we're going to track and communicate with n8n all of the information that we're sharing. I think it'll be beneficial if we go over this Google Sheet and the way it works and how it's going to help us. So let's start with the ID. This is simply going to be what character we're using. So it's either Peter Griffin, Pikachu, Ash Ketchum, Phil Dunphy, whoever you want to use, that's what you're going to write in this column. So it's basically a way to track what character we're doing. And for this image reference section, it's just going to be the reference image for how we want the clip to look when it's actually made. And I'll show you guys a super easy way that you can create images like this very quickly. This voice ID is what voice we're going to use for the character, and we get this from 11 Labs, which I'll go over that in the next section very briefly too. It's super easy as well. The script, pretty self-explanatory. It's just the script that we want the character to read in the video. And then this little task status area, we have a drop down to track what we want to do. So if we want to create this, we click on create. You see this one is done. This is the Pikachu one I used in the intro, so I'll play that for you guys. That way you can see. We put the reference image, the output video, output this.
So if you want to learn how to create a character like me that can say whatever you want, then stick around because this might be the most important video you watch today.
Pretty good. So now if you want to create this for yourself, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. And we start off with the image. So you want to create a high quality image just like this one. That way we can host it on Google Sheets. That way we could send it into n8n. So it sounds a lot more complicated than it really is. all you want to do is come over to this website called kai.ai/seeddreamapi. And if you come over to the community, you click on this course, you can see I linked it right here for you guys. So that's an easy way to get to it. If not, just type it in. And what this allows us to do is it's going to allow us to input a prompt for an image, and it's going to allow us to create a high quality image in the 16:9 aspect ratio. So let's say you want to do maybe Gary from SpongeBob. All you would type in is Gary from SpongeBob with a microphone in a nice studio setting. And now before we run this, we're going to want to get our own image to use as a reference image. That way we can make this a little bit more accurate. You don't have to, but I definitely recommend doing it if you're going for the highest quality possible. And to do that, you can come over to Google Gemini, and it will allow you to create an image for free. So just type in something like this for your character, click submit, and you can see we got a crazy looking image of Gary in his own podcast studio. Looks pretty high tech. Let's download that image, and then we're going to come back over to Seeddream. We're going to remove this one, and we're going to pick our one that we just downloaded from Gemini. Should be right up here. There we go. Open. And then image size, you're going to want to go 16:9. And then resolution, it doesn't really matter, but you might as well do 4K. And then you can pick up to, I think, 5 images. For now, we'll just do 2, and we'll run it. And it will generate that image pretty quickly. So now that you have the image, all you want to do is click download. It should download, and then you can X out of this. And then you want to upload the image here, but the only issue is that we can't do that just yet because we have to go to this website called Cloudinary. And what this website does is it's basically going to allow us to upload our image, and it's going to give us a link that we can share and basically use as an API. So you're just going to want to click Get Started or Sign Up for free and create an account. I already have an account, so I'll just sign into mine. So once you're all signed in, you want to come over on the left and you see this asset tab. You're going to want to come over to that and just click on upload. And we can just grab that download that we got. It is this one right here. So we'll open that up. And you can see our photo is now successfully uploaded. All you want to do is click these 3 dots right here. Copy URL, original. And then come back over to the Google Sheet and just paste it right there. And then I'll update this to say Gary from SpongeBob. So now if we click on this image, it should bring us to that website, and it did, so that's perfect. And now for the voice ID, you can just go ahead and grab this from a website called 11 Labs. And this is basically the highest quality AI voice generator. And they also have a free subscription. So I'm on this plan right here, but you can use the free one. So if we come over here and check out the free subscription, they are pretty generous with the amount of minutes they give you. I believe they give you up to 2 hours and 30 minutes. So 10,000 monthly credits. It's about 2 hours of AI voice for completely free. And that's probably going to be plenty for most people. So you just want to come over to voices. And you can browse through as many as you want. They have thousands on this website. But once you find the one that you do like, you're going to come over, click these 3 dots, and then click copy voice ID, come back over here and paste it right there. And just like that, the first 2 steps are done, and those are pretty much the hardest steps in this entire tutorial. So now for the script, you can use Claude or ChatGPT to write it, but for now we'll just use something simple just for the sake of this video. So we'll have Gary say, SpongeBob, we should learn AI and subscribe to Anthony on YouTube. And also, for the sake of this video, I would be able to use Gary's actual, well, Gary doesn't have a voice, but Peter Griffin, I could use Peter Griffin's voice. But for the sake of this video, I don't want it to get copyrighted, so I'm not going to use any character voices. And now if we want it to create, for this one, we'll just put skip. And for this one, we will put create. And now what this is going to do is it's going to tell our n8n that we want it to create this one. Because what n8n does is it's going to browse this, go down until it sees create. When it does, it's going to bring this stuff over and then create the video. So the Google Sheet is now completely set up. So now I'm going to show you how we can build this entire workflow from scratch. It's a lot easier than it looks, I promise. So let's get started. So if you're inside of n8n, you just want to come over to this create workflow button and create workflow. And I'll show you how we can build that automation step by step. So adding the first step, you could just click here and we're going to select trigger manually because we want this to trigger manually. Let's rename this. You can rename it whatever you want. I'm just going to say YouTube. I'm just going to say YouTube tutorial for now. That way I know. And then for the next step, we're going to want to select Google Sheets. So we could just look that up. Sheets, and open up Google Sheets. We're going to get row or rows in sheet. And the way to connect Google Sheets, if you don't already have it connected, is you just want to click on Create New Credential. Sign in with Google, and it'll bring up one of those pop-up screens where you could just select your account, authorize it, and then you'll be able to come right over here and select your Google Sheets account. So then you're going to want to select Sheet within the document, get row. We're going to pick the sheet that we were working on, A151 long form. Sheet 1. We're going to want to add a filter. Column, we want to get task status, and we want to put the value to create. And then we can add an option, return only first matching row, toggle that on, and then that's it. We want to execute the step. And as you can see, it did output the Gary from SpongeBob, which was the next one we wanted it to select. So we know that that is working absolutely perfect. There we go. And now for this next step, we're going to use a HTTP post request. So just type in HTTP, open that one up. And then for the method, we want to do post because we're trying to send information from our Google Sheet over to this website. And the website we're going to be using is wavespeed.ai. So if you come over to the community, we have a link right here. You're going to want to go to Models, 11 Labs, Turbo V2.5. And if we come over here, basically all Wavespeed does is it allows you to use the voices from 11 Labs a lot cheaper, and it actively integrates with n8n. Super simple. So we're going to be using this for this example. And if we come back over to n8n, we can just finish setting this whole thing up. We're going to want to turn on send body, JSON, using JSON. And then for this section right here, you want to come over to Wavespeed, click on this API tab, and you're going to want to select all of this that's inside these brackets right here. So select that, copy it, and then we can paste it right into here. And what this is was we just copied JavaScript object notation, and that's the way that these two apps communicate with each other. So if we just type it in plain English, it really wouldn't communicate that well, so we have to type it in this programming language. And it's a little complicated at first, but once you get used to it, it's very simple. So now for this text section right here, we could just delete all of that text. And for the voice ID, we can delete where it says Alice. And then we're going to want to X out of this. And what we want to do is open this up a little bit. So we're just going to drag in this script from the Google Sheet, place that right there for the text. And then for voice ID, you're going to want to grab the voice ID right here and place it right in between those quotations. And now before we execute any of this, you're going to want to come up here to the authentication, select generic, header auth. And then I already have mine connected, but you're going to have to connect your Wavespeed account. That way it can read information. And what you want to do is create new credential. For the name, we could type in authorization with a capital A. And then for the value, you want to come over to Wavespeed. And then this is how you're going to send that information. So we already put authorization. You want to copy this bearer section. Copy that. And paste it into there. And if you turn it on expression, it will let you see. And then once you get the API key, we can delete this and we're going to paste it right there. So to get that API key, you're going to want to come back over to Wavespeed. Just going to want to click on your account, go to API keys, create a new one, click on create key, and then you can view your key, copy it, come back over here and just paste it right there. Now that we have this node fully set up, you just want to come up here and execute the step. And once we get that successful output, you can see right here we do have that get. So the next step is going to be to click out, and we're just going to add a simple wait node, which pretty self-explanatory. All it does is literally wait. So we're going to set this to wait for 30 seconds. And the reason we're using one of these nodes is because things like this sometimes can take a little bit of time. So if you do it without the wait node, it won't be ready yet and it will mess up the whole automation. So when you add something like a wait node, it's basically a little bit of a buffer to give Wavespeed some time to process what we sent it, turn it into what we're looking for, which is the audio, and then pass it along. And now for this next step, we're going to want to do another HTTP request. And the purpose of this is to get the audio that we just made inside of Wavespeed. So the method is going to be get. And if you come down here to the previous HTTP request, if we scroll a little bit, you can see this get right here. You're going to want to drag that in. Perfect. And then make sure you select your authentication again. So we're just going to do that, header auth, and wave speed, and then if we execute the step, it should return the MP3 that it created, and here it is right here. So if we copy that and paste it into our URL, we should be able to hear the audio that it created for us. So there it is, it downloaded, let's listen to it.
SpongeBob. We should learn AI and subscribe to Anthony on YouTube.
Not bad. And now the audio is going to sound different depending on the voice you picked. I just picked a simple one for the sake of this video, but you could pick an advanced one if you'd like. It doesn't really matter. So now the next step is going to be... So now this first section is technically complete, but I like to usually add a switch node just to make things a little bit more robust and make them flow a little bit better. So you could just come over here and pick switch. We're just going to add a routing rule. So now we're going to rename them both as well as success and in progress. And then for value 1, you're just going to want to come over to the left side and pick the status. Drag that into value 1 on both. And if it's completed, then it will be a success. If it's processing, it will be in progress. And then if we also come down here to add option, fallback output, and we're just going to put extra output. And that looks good, so let's execute the step. And it was a success. So now what we can do is, if it's in progress, we can drag it right back over to this wait node. That way if it's not done processing, it'll simply go back, wait a little bit longer, and then once it finally is complete, it will pass that information along. Now all the heavy lifting is pretty much done, because what we can do for this next section is copy these 4 previous nodes and hit Control D, and we just duplicated them, and we'll drag those over to here. And now you can grab this success where we pass that audio and drag it right over to the HTTP request. And what this one is going to do is this is going to be the create video node. So if we click in here, a lot of it is going to stay the same. So the method is still going to be post. We're going to keep our generic credential type. For the JSON, we can open this and delete all of this for now. And then come on up, and the URL is going to be wave speed, but it's going to be a little bit different. So you can either go to the community to get this link, or you can just look up this link right here, wavespeed.ai infinite models. We're going to copy that, and we're going to paste it right into there. And for the JSON, you're going to want to come over here, and I already wrote it down for you. I'm going to paste it into here, and you guys can copy it. So now we do have the audio, which is the audio that we had from earlier, and we're passing that along. The image, it didn't work, so I'm just going to delete that. And what we can do is super simple. We can come on over to the Google Sheet, and we can get the image reference, and we'll drag it right in there. And now that's working perfectly. The prompt, you could put something in there if you want the video to be a little bit more specific. So if you're looking for the video to maybe have him making hand gestures or have him smiling, you can type that right in there. But for now, I'm going to leave that blank. Resolution, you can go all the way up to 1080p, I believe, but it is a little bit more expensive, so we'll leave it at 480. And let's go take a look at when we execute that step. So when you execute this step, you should get a message of success, and what that means is that it did pass our request into the system. And now what we're going to do for the next step is we're going to pick a wait node, just like before, and we can set that to 30 seconds again. We'll execute that step. Okay, and now for this HTTP request, what we're doing is we're getting that video and the audio. So you just want to click in here, and we can delete this because that's not relevant, and we'll come over to HTTP request 2, just click on that, and under this URL section we're going to grab this get and drag it over, and now we have our authentications already set up. Now once you're all set up and you click execute step, you should get this message of success, and it should be completed. And then if we come over to this output, we can preview the final product. So if we search that up, it'll bring up the final product.
SpongeBob. We should learn AI and subscribe to Anthony on YouTube.
And you could do this for as long of videos as you want. So if you want to do a 15-minute video with this, you're able to do that. And I'll show you guys one more final step to make this as simple and as organized as possible. So then you can just run the switch node. It's going to pass through because it was successful. But if it wasn't ready yet, it would go back to the in progress. It would wait another 30 seconds, and then it would check again. If it wasn't, it would just keep going. And it would just keep going until it was ready. So now what we can do, for this final step, we can drag this over here and do another Google Sheet node. And this time we're going to update row or rows in sheet. Should be down here at the bottom. Perfect. And make sure you select your correct account, update row. We're going to choose the document we were working on, sheet 1. And then what you can do is you can change this from ID to row number. And then for the row number, we can come over to here and we'll just drag in this row number right here. Perfect. And then if we come on down, task status, we want to update to done. And then for output video, if we come over to switch 1, we should be able to grab this output right here and put it in there. And then if we click execute step, it was done. So now if we go check the Google Sheet, it should be updated. It should say done, and we should have the final video. So as you can see, Gary from SpongeBob, the one we just did, is now done. Is this the final video? If so, it was 100% successful.
SpongeBob. We should learn AI and subscribe to Anthony on YouTube.
So now let's say I had a character that I really liked. All I would have to do is I can click on this right here, and I can just drag it down. And then I can create, obviously it's going to be the same character, so you could drag that down as well. And same voice ID as well if you like the voice ID. And then for the script, you can have ChatGPT write you unlimited scripts and have this operate every single day. So for this Pikachu one I did, the Pikachu video came out super good and the voice was good as well.
So if you want to learn how to create a character like me that can say whatever you want, then stick around because this might be the most important video you watch today.
So let's say I wanted to keep redoing Pikachu ones. I would just drag it down like I showed you guys, and then you could just type your own script every single day using AI, and that's how you would get the consistent character. And keep in mind, you can make these videos as long as you want. So if you wanted, you could create an entire YouTube channel where it was someone like that, preferably your own character. That way you don't get in any copyright trouble. But if you wanted, you could create your own character and have your own TV show essentially, or your own podcast with created characters, and it's all automated by AI with one click of the button. So this is what's possible when you dive into AI. You get deep into these n8n workflows, and this isn't even that advanced. You can get way more advanced as this. But if you guys like the video, be sure to like and subscribe down below. And before you go, so as you guys can tell, a lot does definitely go into creating these automations, and they become very time consuming. So if you want, if you join the community, you can come over to this classroom tab over here. You can pick the one we just started on, or many of these other ones as well. So if we click on this and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can download this code right here. And what this will do is it will allow you to go into your n8n. You click these 3 dots, you import from file. And then if you pick that code and open it, it will basically copy and paste the entire automation into your n8n without you having to do all of the work. So this is one of the many benefits of joining a community like this, is you get access to all of these blueprints, mini courses, prompts, and many other things in the AI community that most other people never even hear about. And not only that, you get access to them in copy and paste style, as well as you get to join a group of 700 plus members who are all serious about AI, growing their own business, and even starting their own AI agencies. So if you guys want to join, I'm going to leave the link down below. As you can see, we have members from all around the world in our group, and I also give away every single automation that I personally use in my own business and that I sell to clients for thousands of dollars. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave the link down below. Keep in mind, once we hit 800 members, that price is going up to about $50. So if you guys want to join, you can get a low rate right now. I'll leave the link down below. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I was able to help you learn something. And if you guys have any questions that I didn't answer, please be sure to leave them down below in the comments, and I'll be happy to help everybody out. And also please leave a like if you did enjoy the video. It does help the channel a lot, and I appreciate you guys. I will see you in the next one.